I literally don't even know how to start this. So if you follow my Instagram, which is at itsjfrancis0, if you don't follow it, make sure to go follow it. I have been undergoing a really big diet and lifestyle change. I've had it on my Instagram story. I've got an Instagram highlight for it. I've been required to do a very strict diet, which I'll tell you more about, because I'm undertaking a procedure in a week's time, and that procedure is the vertical sleeve gastrectomy. I hope it's called that. Most people will just call it the sleeve. Pretty much, the sleeve is a weight loss surgery, and I'll read you specifically what it is. So if you're not sure what it is, you can understand. So the sleeve gastrectomy, I said gastrectomy. The sleeve gastrectomy is a surgical weight loss procedure in which the stomach is reduced to 15% of its original size, meaning 70 to 85% of stomach will be removed and will mean it looks like this. The result is a sleeve or tube-like structure. So essentially, ideal results of the sleeve would be weight loss. Typically, it's explained that weight loss will reduce you to the BMI of what you're supposed to be for your height and your age, and essentially you'll lose a lot of your percentage body fat. A lot of people will do this surgery for totally healthy and valid reasons, such as it can reverse diabetes, it can help you lose weight so you look and feel better in your own skin, and plenty of other obesity and non-obesity related health issues can be helped dramatically through weight loss. No matter what anyone's reason is, their journey is their journey. And I'm here today to tell you mine. I am not doing this surgery because I have any obesity related health issues at the moment. My current body weight, or my starting body weight before this entire process, was 132.5 kilograms, which is on or around my highest weight. I have spent the better part of the last 10 years being around 120 kilos, and I've always been pretty big. I'll see if I can find any pictures of me as a kid. I was always kind of on the thicker side, if you will, but I'm not. I may experience a lot of body dysmorphia. I really struggle with how I look, but I am not doing my surgery because of this. The reason I've chosen to do the weight loss surgery and to try and improve my health is because since I was 13 or 14 years old, I have been diagnosed with something called polycystic ovary syndrome, or most people know it as PCOS or PCOS. Polycystic ovary syndrome, PCOS, is a complex hormonal condition. Now, just to make sure that every scenario is validated here, because of the name, it sounds like every person with PCOS has cysts on their ovaries. That is not necessarily true. Lots of women can go a long period of time in their life without having cysts on their ovaries. Some people have ovaries removed at birth. Some people have cystic ovaries burst every period or every menstrual cycle. So it is a condition that varies a lot and impacts around 10% of the Australian female population, which is insane. PCOS can be associated with problems such as irregular menstrual cycles, excessive facial and body hair, acne, obesity, reduced fertility, and increased risk of diabetes. PCOS is diagnosed by taking medical history, examinations, blood tests, and ultrasounds. Treatment for PCOS includes a healthy lifestyle, weight loss, and targeted therapy such as hormones and medications. I also really apologize for the annoying bird that keeps making noises. So PCOS can be a very broad condition. For example, some people are obese, some people aren't. Some people have cysts on their ovaries, some people don't. Some people get no period, some people get irregular periods. For example, I didn't get my period for 12 months, and then 2 months ago I started getting it again. And I have been getting my period for around 10 years, but realistically I've only been getting regular or periods at all for about half of that, so 5 years, which some people think that sounds amazing because it means you don't have to bleed and be in pain as often. And I mean, that is an added benefit, but at what cost? The reason I decided to not do anything about my PCOS for so long was because when I walked out of the Royal Children's Hospital here in Melbourne after being diagnosed at 13 or 14 years old, I was not provided any medical or hormone related therapies or treatments to assist me in getting better. I was just simply told to lose weight. Now, something that I am going to say right now, and a lot of women will understand, is that when you have PCOS, weight management is extremely, extremely difficult. For example, one of the things that people may experience as a symptom of PCOS is weight gain. Now, if weight gain is a symptom of your PCOS experience and you're being told that you need to lose weight, you can see how that's very conflicting. If you are biologically geared to put on weight and you need to lose weight, it can be very hard no matter how much you try to lose that weight. In my experience, I've done clean eating, I've done yo-yo dieting between low carb, high fat and keto to shakes to everything. I have consistently exercised and I have not gotten below 112.5 kilos every single time I've tried. And that's really disheartening. The unfortunate reason that I didn't do anything about my PCOS sooner is really because when I was 13 or 14 years old, my mental health was at its lowest point. I was struggling with depression and anxiety. At this point in my anxiety experience, it's the time in my life where I've experienced the highest amount of panic attacks, and I was self-harming. I was not treating myself right, and I unfortunately didn't see a light at the end of the tunnel and thought, what's the point in spending money and time on any other remedies for PCOS when I don't think I'm going to live long enough to benefit from it anyway? And benefit from it meaning being able to have kids. I didn't see that in my future, so unfortunately I put on a little bit more weight. I continued having problems with my cycle and I was going completely untreated. And long-term untreated PCOS can lead to obviously me actually having cysts on my ovaries and me experiencing infertility, which is no longer something that I want. So that is why I have chosen to do something about my weight, so that if I go to my doctors after I've lost all the weight and still suffer from PCOS symptoms, I can say, hey, I did my part, your turn to fix this. So essentially I've said what PCOS is, what the vertical sleeve gastrectomy is. I essentially over the last year have decided to do this weight loss surgery. I booked in about 12 months in advance and it's finally down to the last few days before I go into hospital. So a few things you have to do before surgery is you have to see a psychologist who specializes in this area of, having relationships with food and being able to handle weight loss. You have to see a physician to make sure you're physically healthy. You don't have anything like sleep apnea for when you go under in the hospital, and you don't have any other extraneous circumstances. And you also have to see a dietitian so they can help you manage your diet and your relationship with food and how you need to eat both before or pre-operatively and after surgery, which is post-operatively. So I have been on a pre-op diet, and that's what I've been sharing bits and pieces of with you.
I did my pre-op blood test today and look at this gnarly mark that it's left on my arm.
So today is day number 3 and I have just bought some soup, and also I got myself a multivitamin because I'm supposed to be taking multivitamins and I've gone a few days without taking them. So yeah, I just made my payment to my surgeon, so there's literally no going back now. I literally just left my pre-op appointment and it didn't even go for 2 minutes. I'm so glad I didn't have to pay hundreds for a specialist appointment for 2 freaking minutes. There's things I haven't shown which I have filmed and will show. It's about 2 a.m. and I feel like tonight is one of very many restless nights that are going to come up. I literally just cheated on my pre-op diet
by having chicken and Caesar salad.
So I'm trying to forgive myself for cheating on my diet yesterday, and I'm not doing a very good job. I feel really crap about it, and yeah, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and this is the first thing I'm eating today. Wish me luck trying to get back into the swing of things that I've been through. It has been a little bit of a struggle, but it's also been a necessary journey for me to detach myself from a negative relationship with food and a negative relationship with my body and get myself prepared for post-op. Essentially, what I've had to do for 3 weeks is I have had to have 3 meal replacement items, whether that is an OptiFast or OptiSlim shake, a OptiFast or OptiSlim bar, or OptiFast soups. The diet is called VLCD, which is very low calorie diet. And I've been having 3 of those plus 1 handful of fruit every day and as many of my allowed vegetables as possible. Just an idea of what I am and am not allowed to have. I can have 1 handful, so like 1 serve of fruit every day, except I can't have bananas, can't have any starch vegetables, so I can have pretty much anything so long as it's not some type of potato, pumpkin, legume, or carrot. I can only have 1 type of stock, soup. I can have most herbs and spices, and I'm allowed to chew on gum and have diet jelly. I would love to say that I haven't hiccuped along the way. It has been a struggle, and I have seen very much that I have a negative relationship with food, more so than I thought. But I've also, in realizing that, noticed that I definitely hype up food in my own mind and that I'm really excited to eat post-op because there's so many new things that I'm going to have the opportunity to try and experiment with. And I don't think I would have done that without this surgery. And now, being a few days before, I am literally just on liquid. So I'm having 3 OptiFast meal replacement shakes per day, and that is it, because I need to ensure that my liver has shrunk by 25% and any fat around my liver has been removed. I also need to make sure that there's nothing in my stomach for when that 85% gets snipped away. I am really, really excited to share this journey and what's going on in my life. I will be doing a hospital vlog about me going into the hospital, my experience in the hospital, and how I feel when I get to leave the hospital. But while I'm there, I'd really like to answer questions that people have, whether you are just curious about weight loss surgeries, or you're thinking of doing the surgery yourself, or you're booked in to do the surgery yourself and you have any other questions about what I've been through and what I'm about to go through. I would love to answer them. Please make sure to send them to me on my social media. Everything is at It's J Francis 0, linked below. And also subscribe and comment on this video your questions as well. That's probably the easiest way. But I have not just done this one time. I've seen 2 other people close to me in my past do this, including my dad, who I still live with, and see his diet and the way he lives now. So I am very, very educated in what I'm about to do, and I'm about to experience it for myself finally after waiting for a really long time. So I am more than happy to answer questions in my hospital vlog, which I'll upload next week. That's all I have for this week. I will be filming a vlog for next week about being in the hospital, and I will probably be filming a follow-up during the time that I have all alone by myself when I'm recovering. So I'll see you in the next few weeks. Take care of yourself, and much love.